What's up, people? In this video, we're going to watch Dr. Mike, aka Dr. Handsome. I just made that nickname up for him, but like, come on. Like, okay, so I think I've seen this video before, but it's not highlighted for me, so maybe it was somebody else, but I think I've seen this. I don't know, maybe I'll watch a different one. So what are the popular videos here? God, if you're a doctor, you have it made, huh? What I actually eat in a day? Ugh, I can't do these anymore. Okay, I guess we'll watch this vegan thing. I think I might have seen this before, but I don't really remember it. So, before we watch this video, like, this is like one of these guys like you love to hate, right? Like, he's like good looking, he's like charming, he's funny, he's young, he's a doctor, he's like crushing it in life. Like, I just, like, you already like hate this guy, you know what I mean? Like, I was just so jealous. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit it at all. Like, come on, like, what does he not, like, what does this guy not have? You know what I mean? I don't know, whatever. Okay, so let's watch this video. I'm obviously joking, like, I don't really hate this guy, but like, just, you know, a little jealous. Okay, so here we go.
One of the biggest problems I ran into, and this is really embarrassing to say on camera, was it's officially official. 4 weeks of going vegan are in the books, and I'm so happy I met my goal. I have to thank you guys for challenging me on my 30 days of keto video, and we have to give a huge shout out again to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. One of the biggest problems my patients have in eating healthy is that it's expensive. And with foods being 25 to 50% off on Thrive Market, they make it pretty reasonable to eat healthy. Whatever diet you're following, you can just click the category right there on their website, and it pre-selects the foods for you so you don't have to check the ingredients list. And if you click the discount code below in my description box, you're gonna get 25% off your first order and a free 30-day trial. That's pretty awesome. If you're already a member, all you have to do is check your inbox or your Thrive Market homepage to see a special offer for you every single day. How cool is that? Just to clarify, there are many reasons why people follow a vegan diet: moral, ethical, environmental. But the information I'm going to cover here is only what's related to nutrition and health. If you want me to talk about those other concepts, I'm happy to do so. Drop me a line below and we'll make a dedicated vegan video to just that. A vegan diet can be a very healthy diet, whether you're young, old, somewhere in between, pregnant, non-pregnant, breastfeeding, not breastfeeding. Basically, it's applicable to all life stages. The reason I put that word "can" in there, you can follow a vegan diet, eat vegan burgers with sugary sodas, with gummy candies, still be vegan, and that's not really healthy, right? And I have to say, it's not the only healthy diet out there. Some of the loudest voices in the vegan community are quick to say that veganism is the only healthy option. That's not the case. There are several other healthy diets out there. For example, the Mediterranean diet that I'm personally a fan of, that are just as healthy, if not healthier, than the vegan diet.
Yeah, I remember, I have seen this video, and like, that was, I remember when I watched it, I thought two things, right? So like, where's this, like, where he like shows all the food that he eats, I guess. I'm not sure if he eats all this food in like a month or something. Here we go. But like, come on, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I can't like identify what all of these are and what the ingredients are, but like, is there any like real food in here? Like, I guess organic black beans, and maybe where the Lara bars, I think, are from like, they're like from natural ingredients, but like, other than that, is he saying all this is healthy, or is this, so basically what I'm saying is like, Dr. Mike goes vegan for 30 days. I don't know if this is all that he ate or something, or if this is just like paid placement by Thrive. I'm not sure, but like, if this is what he ate in 30 days, or like this, like basically stuff like this, then it's not the best. And then the other thing that I liked about this video when I saw it is that he says it's not the only healthy diet that you can do, and it's not like, you know, a lot of vegans will say it's the healthiest thing that you can do to like prove a point and say that it's good or something, which I agree with what he says there. So let's just
veganism as my first option. I do know that it's a restrictive diet, and we know restrictive diets have high failure rates. Plus, the benefits of a vegan diet aren't that much better than some of the other alternatives that are simpler to follow. When I recommend a diet, I'm trying to create the healthiest diet, but also one that's feasible and achievable for my patients to face without disrupting their lives. On the other hand, if one of my patients comes in and wants to follow a vegan diet, I'm totally in support of that. I just have to make sure that they're adequately planning their meals, they're supplementing when need be, checking their blood tests, and ideally having some guidance either from myself or a nutritionist. The research behind health benefits of following a vegan diet are substantial and high quality. If you're following standard American diet and then switch over to a vegan diet, you're going to see improvement in chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, strokes, even an extension of life in some cases. And what's most interesting is when we add some animal products into the mix, those outcomes still hold true. That's why what I recommend to my patients is a plant-focused diet, meaning that they should get the majority of their calories from plants, fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, healthy fats, and a moderate amount of poultry and fish with a minimal amount of red meat. In fact, that's the diet I follow and recommend to my own family. The field of nutrition research is ever-changing, and as we get more information, more quality studies, we doctors and nutritionists alike are going to be able to give better recommendations when it comes to a vegan diet, a plant-focused diet. All of this is susceptible to change, but it's important.
Okay, so that's also, I guess, good advice. Okay, so what did he say? If you're on the standard American diet, like trash shit food, and you switch to vegan, you're going to feel much better. It's an improvement for sure, assuming you're eating like actual food and not vegan, fake, commercialized food, right? As far as getting most of your calories from plants, fruits, vegetables, I guess he's including legumes in there as well. Okay, and then what do you say? A moderate amount of fish and chicken with a limited amount of red meat. I understand why he's saying that, and again, like this is one of the problems when you have these like an actual doctor, right? He's a doctor, right? This is entertainment, fine, but he's like a real doctor. You know what I mean? Like a medical doctor. And when you have people like this who give advice or have channels that give advice, they have to kind of say stuff that's backed up by science. Like if this guy said, for example, some of the crazy shit that I say, and I mentioned this in the dietitian video that I did, I don't remember her name. If he's like, you got to eat a lot of raw meat, you have to have red meat is really good, and most of your calories come from red meat, and you can have like fruit in moderation, you know, if you want something sweet afterwards. That's like not backed up by science anywhere. Like, no, like he'll like, I don't know if he'll lose his license, but like you can probably phrase it in like medical disclaimer terms, be like, you know, well, I guess he's a doctor, so like maybe you can't. You can't be like, well, I'm not a doctor, so don't take my advice, because he is a doctor, you know? So like you run into that problem. Like this stuff he like kind of has to recommend. Like he can't recommend something that's not backed up by science. However, I will say, like just because, you know, I don't think that's optimal, but it's for sure like a bazillion times better than what most people do. Like eat lots of fruits and vegetables, legumes, chicken, fish, and a little bit of red meat. Okay, that's great. Like that's all actual food. You know what I mean? So that's good. Is it like optimal, like, you know, my personal what I'm going to do? No. But it's like if I had to do that, I mean, like I said, it's not optimal. It's not my first choice, but it's healthy. I'll do it. You know what I mean? Anyway.
That we make the best decisions with the knowledge that we have on hand. The one thing that I can say with 100% certainty is there's no such thing as a miracle diet for everybody. On day one, I was excited. I was like, if I could tackle keto, I could definitely do vegan. So when all this stuff from Thrive came in, I was unboxing, I was popping out food, it looked delicious. The first point at which I had a little bit of hesitation was when I ordered my first at-home delivery. Buffalo cauliflower bites with some kind of not real mayo. And this is a wrap with vegan cheese and unchicken. What is unchicken? I was having second thoughts, and that's not like me. If I set a goal for myself, I'm going to do everything in my power to meet that goal. But for some reason, when sticking to this vegan diet, I was concerned about so many things. The following week, I was leaving to MIT for the leadership conference. I was worried if they're going to have vegan options available for me. I was then traveling to Miami for a few days. All these worries started bubbling in my head, and I was really wondering, can I stick to vegan this entire month? Why should I do vegan?
Because it's more healthy for you.
You think so?
Yeah.
But 30 days is a long time.
You just do it!
One of the first obstacles.
So, like, thank God, like somebody. Fine, we don't agree on everything, but like he like hesitated when he had to eat his like deep fried cauliflower and wrap with like fake chicken and fake mayo. Like finally, like a vegan who like, or somebody who's temporarily vegan at least and is like hesitant to eat fake food. Oh my God, like who is this guy? Valid concerns, like further, like wonderful, amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
I ran into on the vegan diet was under eating calories. Now, I'm partially to blame here because I didn't prep well. And even at the opening of this video, I said the healthy way to follow a vegan diet is to adequately plan your meals. For the first 2 weeks, I have to be honest, I didn't have much of an appetite. I'm not a huge fan of just eating vegetables and rice and beans, so I didn't have tremendous portions. And because of that, I was calorie deficient. I actually noticed some weight loss. What helped me tremendously to make up this calorie deficit is eating some of these snacks that Thrive sent over. If I didn't have these snacks, I'd be under eating calories the majority of the time. Long days in the hospital, but I got my Simple Mills, these crackers, get me through some rough days.
So I don't know what his like final point about the vegan diet is going to be. It's not looking good, but like if you know, if it's hard for you to get enough food from eating actual like real food, and you have to like supplement with like crackers that you ordered on the internet, you know, like I don't know. Was he just making the wrong food choices? Maybe, but that anyway. That's like my beef with the vegan diet, right? It's like, how can you do this eating only natural food? And I guess the argument is like legumes, nuts, and grains, right? And I guess crackers are grains, but like it's like one step removed from actual food.
Biggest problems I ran into, and this is really embarrassing to say on camera. The whole plane ride, I'm sitting next to a doctor. My stomach is going, I had to stand up like 3-4 times. From day one up until the last day of the diet, I was having tremendous gas and bloating. It's so embarrassing to say. I mean, think about this. I fly on planes. I interact with patients for long periods of time. I sit in conferences. I can't just be sitting there. Flatulent. I did try and isolate some ingredients to see which ones were causing this gas and bloating combination for me, but I couldn't find out what it was. I normally eat brown rice. I normally eat vegetables and fruits and beans. I expect them to go away after 4 weeks, but no, they stuck around. I would have to say that the vegan diet probably won't work for me long term. I just can't sit there with my stomach going, and me wanting to pass gas the entire time. God, that's embarrassing. What I didn't know about veganism.
Oh, God, am I really going to stop this every fucking minute? So I have never really gone vegan, I guess, like this guy. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I have. I've told this story before, but when I moved to Australia 2017, I was broke. I was eating garbanzo beans and lentils for every meal. Like one meal a day, I'd eat a can of garbanzo beans, a can of lentils, and with hot sauce. That was like my meal for like weeks. And in the morning when I would wake up, oh my God, like I'd be blasting out like crazy fucking, just crazy farts, like insane. However, I was able to kind of minimize that by eating only one meal a day. So, not a huge problem, but like, why deal with that,
Is that there are a ton of up-and-coming options for those who aren't used to eating vegan. There's specialty restaurants that just offer vegan foods with no animal products that remind you of foods that you may have eaten when you ate animal products. And I thought that was really cool. On top of that, a lot of these restaurants, and even some of the products I got from Thrive, tasted delicious because of the sauces. Vegan sauces are on point. I'm loving these blue chips, but without some like sauce, like I'm really digging this Primal Kitchen classic barbecue sauce, these chips just aren't cutting it. I've talked about on this channel of decision fatigue. Because you're constantly making decisions and you're using your willpower, it's actually a finite resource. What I noticed while I was following the vegan diet was that I lost the drive to go to the gym. My work ethic actually suffered because I was putting such a strong emphasis on sticking to vegan when there were so many temptations and there were things I wanted to eat. I didn't want to hop on my spin bike in my bedroom. I didn't want to go to the gym with my friends. This is really unlike me, and it's an obstacle I didn't actually expect to face. When I went to the gym, I lifted fine. Getting to the gym was the actual struggle.
I think that's very interesting. Okay, that's like, I guess I've never quite stated it like that. I do recommend a book. I think it's like, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Willpower, The Hidden Human Strength or something like that, by Roy F. Baumeister, right? And it's this, I think he's a doctor who studied willpower in like all these studies in humans. He's like the world's leading expert in willpower, some shit. The marshmallow study where like you give the kid a marshmallow and you're like, if you don't eat this for 15 minutes, I'll come back and give you 2 marshmallows. He's the one who did that study. So decision fatigue is interesting, and I think he talks about this in the book, where basically like you have a limited amount of willpower, and if you have to constantly like be making all of these decisions, then you're reducing the amount of that resource that you have available for like actually important stuff. And what I stress in my videos is like, if you have to do something, just keep it as simple as possible with as few guidelines as possible, so you don't wear yourself out for all the other stuff you have to do, right? Like if you have to, like he said, he's just got to focus on like, I gotta eat this, I gotta eat that, I can't have this, can't have that. He's like got to choose specifically all these different foods that he's eating, which now that I think about it is very common in the other vegan videos that I've seen. Megan McCollum, perfect example. And who's the other one that I did? The black guy, I forget his name. His video was like 150 grams of protein in a day or something, and same thing, he ate like 25 different ingredients. So like, is it possible? Maybe, but like why do that? You know what I mean? For the animals, blah blah blah. Also, interesting fact, like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, like all these like famous billionaires, they're like known for wearing the same shirts every day for that specific reason, to reduce decision fatigue, is what they say. And it's like, I don't know, I read an article about it one time, whatever.
At the time I least expected it, disaster struck. I got sick. I started coughing. I got a sore throat. I got a low-grade fever. I went to see the doctor. I weighed the pros and cons of starting antibiotics, of stopping the vegan diet. I decided to stick with conservative treatment and treat it like a viral illness. One of my favorite hacks to treat viral illnesses, actually the symptoms of the viral illnesses, is green tea with Manuka honey. Apparently, honey is not vegan. What? I guess honey is an animal product, but man, I didn't force the bees to make the honey. They make it on their own. We didn't have to milk them for it. If you want to disqualify my 4-week vegan challenge because I ate honey, so be it.
Amazing. Like, how can you not like this guy? You know what I mean? Like, he's so likable, right? Like, whoever like did the casting for this show, or maybe it's him or something, like, great choice. Yeah, Manuka honey. It's from New Zealand. When I lived in New Zealand, I had it a couple times. I didn't really notice any difference, but I don't know. I wasn't sick that much. However, I do think it's interesting that he got sick when he was doing the vegan diet. So like, was he a little bit deficient? You know, maybe.
I gotta say, at this point, I was rolling. I was starting getting into the vegan vibe. I was trying out new restaurants. I was sampling all the delicious foods that I got from Thrive, and I was excited. I was getting close to the finish line. But I will say one of the hardest things with the vegan diet is peer pressure. I mean, when I went out to eat with my friends, they were annoyed, to say the least, that we had to choose the restaurant based on my eating preferences. I did do a decent job at trying to pick out vegan options in not-so-vegan places. Look at this dedication. Greek salad, no feta. Asparagus, fries, while I got this next to me. While Keith is eating this. Is eating that. What are you eating? The vegan struggle's real. Honestly, I was really proud of myself, and it's nice every now and then to take a challenge like this and learn something new about yourself. In fact, I want to tell you 5 things that I learned not only about the vegan diet, but also about myself during this process. 1, when I didn't plan well, I ate very unhealthy. When I was at MIT for breakfast, I ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch with almond milk and a banana every morning. That's not healthy, even though it's vegan. 2, I didn't notice a major change in my energy level like I thought I would. I mean, maybe I had a slightly decreased energy level, but we have to remember that I was sick. In the beginning, I was under eating calories, so I don't feel it's fair to blame vegan for that. 3, surprisingly, I didn't get weaker on vegan. I was lifting strong and I felt good, but what did suffer was getting to the gym. I really noticed a lack of willpower when I was following this restricted diet. 4, when it comes to my body, I lost 3 pounds. I dropped from 203 to 200 pounds, so there was some weight loss, probably from under eating calories, but despite losing weight, I didn't feel as lean. I mean, all those sauces, all the rice that I ate, pasta, that contributed to the carb load and probably made me feel a little bit pudgier than usual. 5, this is the big one. The real difficulty was my GI system. I mean, it was a mess. The amount of gas and flatulence and bloating, God, I can't, it's like gross to talk about, but it was really bad. If you have that with any diet, there's no way you're sticking with it. And I tried taking some over-the-counter supplements for this. It did absolutely nothing. If you're curious or interested in starting a vegan diet, I don't want to dissuade you. In fact, I want to encourage you. Go talk to a dietitian, nutritionist, physician, someone who's well-versed with vegan diets. That way you can do it the healthy, happy, safe way without hurting yourself in the process. And please, reduce the amount of refined carbs and processed foods that you're eating, because as more research comes out, that's the stuff that causes diseases and shortens your lifespan. Now, if you want to check out a really cool playlist, check...
So I guess, you know, my summary, right? Like, as far as a piece of content from somebody who is like, I don't know, like mainstream doctor, let's just say, who has limitations on the type of content that he is allowed to release because he doesn't want to lose his like license as a doctor, this is amazing. Like, this is incredible. Like, this is like there's like a little bit of like you know, like studies have shown blah blah blah. I don't agree with everything, but like there's so much stuff in here, and a little bit of product placement. Like, if I had how many does he have? Like 3 million or something? 4 million subs? If I had 4 million subs, I'd be fucking promoting everything in every video. Like, you guys would fucking unsubscribe in a second. However, for like all things considered, this guy, I've never watched any of his other videos. I've actually watched this one. Now this is the second time, interestingly enough. But if the rest of them are like this, like actually like authentic, honest communication, and more importantly, this is an experiment that he did. Like, are there any other doctors who are doing 30-day experiments? I don't know of any. You know, you have like random like fitness bros and like girls who'll do like an experiment for 30 days. Not that necessarily a doctor is going to have a more valid opinion. You could make that argument, but just from watching him, he at least like seems to know, like, so the interesting thing about him, he's a doctor, right? So he's got information from that world, but he's also kind of like a fitness bro, right? He's also kind of like he probably like researches a lot on the internet, right? Like, he's got additional information, but most importantly, I would say, or at least equally as important, is that he makes a lot of his decisions based on how he feels. Like, oh my God, this is like for some reason such an alien concept to people, but like amazing. You know, he admitted that he like ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch with bananas. It's not healthy. He admitted that like his stomach was, you know, going crazy on the vegan diet. Like, he admitted all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, I've never watched any of his other videos, but I guess I'm going to say, like, you can take his advice, I guess. You know, I don't think you need to limit red meat, right? If you're lumping red meat in with like McDonald's, if that's like your definition of red meat, I think that's not good. Obviously limit that. But if you're getting like clean cuts of like actual meat, then I don't think you need to limit that. But whatever, like, eat chicken, eat fish, fine. Yeah, great, wonderful, Dr. Mike. You know, can we trade like lives for a second? You know, just like a week. Let me know what it's like to be Dr. Mike for a week. Anyway, if you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.